All right, welcome to The Explainer. You know, we love breaking down big ideas. And today, we've got a really fascinating one. We're going to dive into a theological analysis of one of Jesus' most famous stories, the parable of the wedding feast. Now, what we're basing this on is a really detailed outline that unpacks the deeper meaning of this ancient story. But for us, for a modern audience, it's got some really cool insights. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So the story starts off pretty grand, right? You've got a king, his son, and this huge celebration, a wedding banquet. But here's the thing, this isn't just some fairy tale. It's a parable, and that was Jesus's go-to teaching method. He'd use these simple, relatable stories to explain some really deep spiritual truths. And to really get what's going on, you've got to understand that it's packed with symbolism. It's kind of like a code, you know? Every character, every piece of the story stands for something much, much bigger. Okay, so let's break that code down. Our source gives us the key. The king? That's God. The son, of course, is Jesus. The bride is seen as the church. But this is the part that really hits home. The guests? The ones who get an invitation? Well, that's everyone. That's you, me, all of us. Pretty powerful, right? So this idea, this universal invitation, is really the heart of the whole parable. Let's dig a little deeper into what that invitation actually means for us. And the source material is super clear on this point. This isn't some dusty old concept from a history book. No, the invitation from the king, it's meant to be personal. It's direct. It's for every single one of us. And get this, the source really doubles down on this. It makes the argument that this is the most important invitation you will ever receive. And why is that? Because the consequences, the results of this invitation, they go way beyond just our life here. We're talking about eternity. Okay, but just when you think it's all straightforward, get an invite, say yes, the story throws a curveball. A huge one, actually. A new challenge pops up and it completely changes how we think about what it means to accept this invitation. So here's the big reveal. Just saying yes to the invitation, that's not the end of the story. It's not an automatic ticket in. To actually get into the feast, there's a very specific royal requirement that everyone has to meet. And what is that requirement? The parable calls them wedding clothes. Now, obviously, this isn't about showing up in a fancy suit or a nice dress. The source we're looking at interprets these clothes as a symbol of real, genuine preparation. It's like a special mark that shows you're truly ready. You've done the work to be in the king's presence. This whole idea brings up a huge contrast that our source focuses on. It's really interesting. On one hand, you've got what it calls a relaxed gospel, the idea that just believing is enough. That's your ticket. But on the other hand, there's this idea of paying the price. This suggests that real acceptance isn't just a simple yes. It requires a much deeper commitment, a real transformation of who you are. So when you put it all together, the symbols, that universal invitation, and this big requirement, it pulls the whole story out of the history books and puts it right in front of us, right here, right now. It all boils down to a personal choice, a choice that isn't about yesterday or tomorrow, but about today. And our source wraps up with 3 things you can actually think about and do. It frames the whole response as something for right now, not something you put on a to-do list for later. It's about 1, recognizing that mercy is available today. 2, opening the door of your own heart. And 3, embracing the idea that you can be truly and profoundly changed starting this very moment. So you see, this parable is so much more than just a story about a party. It's really a profound challenge, a question aimed right at us about our own preparation. The takeaway question isn't just, have you gotten the invitation? It's, have you put on the wedding clothes? Are we truly ready for what might be the most important moment of all?